12:30. The Preds are on the road taking on the Florida Panthers with puck drop at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. This Game Center update has been delivered by Black Tie Moving. Use the promo code GAME to score 10% off your next move.
Live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. WPRT FM Pegram, WPUZ HD2 Laverne. Nashville's exclusive home for the Nashville Predators. 102.5 and 106.3.
79-52 Vanderbilt.
And I think he's got a coach
Shot by Cheryl.
You're going to see more moves. The Game.
A Cromwell Media Station.
Let me talk to you. Talking what's important to Nashville.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
With Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
We're here on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
And a good Monday, everybody. Welcome in 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chase McCabe, Big Joe Dubin with you. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier with us on the ones and twos. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day as so much to react to from the weekend. Joe, what's up?
Hey, man, what's happening? Another fun weekend of football, college and pro. We got a lot to talk about today. I mean, it was a weekend unlike any other. I mean, you had a Las Vegas Raiders coach who should be fired today, who goes for a field goal instead of going for the win last night. I was hoping the Dolphins would drop 100 on the Broncos just because. I have no malice towards the Broncos. I'd like to see 100 points. I'd like to see 100 points in a football game, and I'm still trying to find the correct adjective, Chaser, of what happened on the banks of Lake, what is that up there? Lake
Michigan?
Lake Michigan, yeah. Cleveland up there. I was like, it's not Percy Priest Lake.
They were not the mistake on the lake yesterday.
Right.
That is for sure.
Although I'd like to have seen I probably saw a better pickup football game at Percy Priest Lake than I saw in Cleveland yesterday. That was awful.
Oh,
awful.
it was bad. I mean, it was awful on one side. I mean, the other side, it was good enough. So you'll take it if you're a Browns fan. But there's a lot to unpack with the Titans, and we'll obviously do that. We want to hear from you, 615-737-1025. That is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, as the Titans fall 27-3 yesterday to the Cleveland Browns. My initial thought, takeaway, whatever you want to call it, is I think the Browns are okay. I don't think they're great by any means.
Yeah.
They had a good enough pass rush yesterday to get through the revolving door that is the Titans' offensive line. I mean, I never want to be like, this guy sucks or he shouldn't be in the league. Like, I mean, I'm not in the league. They are. So they got that on me. But, like, Andre Dillard had a bad day. I think Daniel Brunskill had a bad day. I think that other members of that offensive line had a bad day.
Right.
It just that song that came out a few years ago. I mean, they're singing that this morning. I feel bad for Ryan Tannehill because, honestly, I don't think he played all that bad considering he had no time to throw.
Well, you
can't blame him is what I'm saying.
I mean, how would you like to throw the football and knowing when you drop back in the pocket, Myles Garrett's there at the same time?
Oh, yeah. Myles Garrett is going to –
wow, you just can't do it.
Myles Garrett is going to come get you.
Also, and I've told you this before, take this. If you've never learned anything from me, learn this. When your cornerback and your safety are leading your teams in tackles, it's a bad day. Roger McCreary had 10 tackles. He's a cornerback. Amani Hooker had 11 tackles. He's a safety. You want your linebackers to lead that, and then your defensive line. But just awful all the way around. And Jim Schwartz, they were, Coach always tell you, hey, it's a game. Let's go out there and have fun. Cleveland Browns had fun yesterday.
They looked like they were having fun.
Did they not?
And like everything that everybody was saying about Deshaun Watson, that, he's distracted and he looks like he's trying to do too much. I mean, are you good?
Is that my computer?
I think it's your computer.
I don't know what's going on over here. My bad, man. My bad.
I mean, he looked like he was having fun too. He had a good day. I mean, he had the one play with the fumble. That whole sequence with the offense early. The Titans couldn't capitalize on that. And explain to me this, Joe.
Okay.
What were they thinking at the end of the first half? I mean, the fact that you came away with no points there is unacceptable and coaching malpractice.
Well, Vrabel's reaction after that was priceless because
He was just like, go to the locker room.
I mean, if you could drop an F-bomb right now, that's exactly what he was like. Well, this is
you
good
cannot go away empty-handed there.
No, not
And
at
you
all.
did.
Even a field goal right there. You know, I hate field goals.
Sure, but take 3 points.
Yep.
I would have rather now. In a perfect world, I was like, okay, they got 13 seconds or whatever it was. You got, I think it was third down, so you got one shot. Take your shot at the end zone. If you get it, awesome. If you don't, Folk goes out there, kicks the field goal.
Yeah.
You got 3 points and momentum because you get the ball back to start the second half.
It would have been 13-6 if he kicks that field goal.
Yep.
And fine, you just got to know that. I mean, he drops back, he gets sacked. I mean,
And it probably changes the opening drive for the second half because you're feeling good about yourself. You got points. But then you go in feeling bad about yourself because you let your quarterback get absolutely eaten alive and like no time. He had no time. Like snap the ball, he's on the ground.
Yeah. All right. So
Unacceptable.
Our question today on our text line, we love hearing from you guys. You guys were great last week with all the texts and phone calls. For the game, I mean, who was to blame for what we saw yesterday? All right. Who was to blame for what we saw on the field yesterday? Now, there's probably 3 leading candidates, but there's other things that you could say that go in that way. I mean, you know, can you bring Vrabel? He's supposed to get the team ready to play.
Oh, it's Lake Erie, not Lake Michigan.
Is it
Sorry.
Lake Erie? I knew it wasn't Lake.
My bad.
Something. I'm getting attacked by the microphone again. But, you know, we want to hear from you. Who do you blame for the loss yesterday? Also, we're the positive show. We like to give positivity out. So, game ball. Who do you want to give a game ball to from football this weekend? You give a game ball to Nick Saban, who I got 2 great lunches that Chase McCabe's got to provide for me because I knew Alabama is not going to quit, and Alabama wins on Saturday.
Yep.
Is there a game ball there? Is there a rotten egg?
Milrow.
Milrow?
Yeah.
Game ball
I'd
for
give him the game ball.
Okay. All right.
I mean, look, good on him. He rebounded. Thought he looked good. You know, I still don't think Alabama is the Alabama that we've seen of the past, and I was surprised of that. I thought they would have been. But, I mean, they look pretty good. You know, and Nick Saban knew that if they had lost that game, their season's done.
Done. Over. 2 losses. Again, they have not lost back-to-back home games since 2007. The Vols, first play of the game, that's how you draw it up. Joe Milton goes 81 yards. Longest run by a quarterback in Tennessee history, which was surprising me because Conrad Holloway had some long runs. I know Peyton had no run longer than about 10 yards, and that was the bootleg against Georgia, which was fantastic. So they win, Vols win. And now that you remember that, nobody was around. I mean, within 30, and did it against Alabama too. Nobody was within 30 yards of him. That Vols welcome South Carolina into Knoxville on Saturday, and it's the redemption for Hendon Hooker game. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I believe that.
They're upset because they felt like bad play last year because he blew his knee out against South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing bad before he got hurt.
He was playing really bad for you.
Yeah, the whole team was. So they can whatever they want to call it. I don't know. They're gonna wear a different uniform again. They're gonna unveil some new uniform.
I don't know. Maybe
they
won't
like to do that.
I just like the orange and white, man.
I mean, it's fine. I like the black ones, but like I feel like every week it's like, oh, we're gonna go with the smoky gray, and then we're gonna go with the something black, and,
right?
Well,
we send each other uniform picks all the time just because we love the uniforms. But I don't know, something when the Vols go all orange at home, it's fantastic. I love it. I know Vanderbilt lost on Saturday, but that look was pretty good.
I like that look.
They got beat, but still.
Austin on our text line says, I blame the coaching, offensive line, and secondary. I am surprised Amy is letting it look like this. As a Titans fan, it's embarrassing, and it should be to Amy.
Great point.
I agree with that, but I also think she's got to share some blame in this. I mean, this is an organizational thing that you made the decision as the owner that the general manager wasn't good enough for you, and so you let him go in the middle of the season. That kind of started a downward turn. You can't tell me that it didn't affect it because it did.
Right.
All right. Now, John Robinson still deserves some blame for the things going on because, he's got Dylan Radins is one of his draft picks. Dylan Radins is not very good. He's got some others that aren't here anymore, so he couldn't draft an starting offensive lineman to save his life after Jack Conklin. So he deserves some blame too. Vrabel obviously deserves blame. Rand Carthon deserves blame. I mean, there's plenty of blame to go around, but I'm not giving Amy Adams-Strunk a pass either because if she's as involved as they say she is,
correct,
She shares some of this.
They looked woefully unprepared yesterday.
They did.
I mean, I know the Browns, the defense, and all that, and you got to. I know the offensive line troubles, but if you go to this game tonight, they're going to overmatch us with the defensive line. Then do something different. Don't just drop your quarterback back when he gets hardly any help and gets destroyed back there. I mean, Myles Garrett had 3.5 sacks.
Texter says, one texter goes, "What about them Cowboys?" And then Chase, "Why you hating on the Vols? How about those Cowboys?" Yeah, screw the Cowboys.
What was Dak throwing at the end of the game there?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, what was he throwing? Like, the dude, there's red right in front of you.
Right. He's set right there.
You're throwing to the guys in white. The red guy standing right in front of you. Like, here you go.
I mean, it was triple coverage, too. But also, game ball, Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs, absolutely. Good for Josh Dobbs, man.
Good.
Like,
you're right.
And you know, I kind of look back at it. Obviously, you know, they've drafted Will Levis and Malik Willis showed improvement. Tannehill's a starter, but you know, I still am kind of like, if Dobbs was here as the backup, I wouldn't have hated that. But good for him. He's getting a starting opportunity now in Arizona. Looked very good yesterday and beat the Cowboys.
I tweeted out that he was so good yesterday because his 6 seasons, he's ran every scout team.
Yeah.
So he knows all the offenses and people are like, oh, yeah. I was kind of like sarcastic a little bit, and people ran with it, which is fine. I mean, we're all big Josh Dobbs fans. We'd like to see him do well, and he did well yesterday. And so the opportunity was there for him to get it done. But, yeah, that was a bad loss by the Cowboys. They just looked disinterested. All right, so let me ask you this in last night. Did you watch the Raiders-Steelers game?
I fell asleep in like the third quarter.
Sorry, hey, it's tough when you hit 30, man. I get it. I've been there.
I was very tired.
So it was 23-15. There's 2.5 minutes left in the game. Raiders got the ball on it was 4th and whatever, on like the 10, 12, whatever. They're down there inside the Steelers' 12, 10-yard line. And they elect to kick a field goal, knowing that you have not much chance to get that ball back. And they kick the field goal. And they're like, analytics this, analytics that. I'm like, go for the end zone.
Okay, here's my true analysis of that. I think Josh McDaniels is an idiot and he's a terrible head coach.
Thank you. All right.
Like, I mean, I don't even know if he's a good offensive coordinator, because if I had Tom Brady, I'd probably be a good offensive coordinator
Absolutely.
too. Because he's shown that since he hasn't had Tom Brady, he hadn't been very good either.
It was brutal. It was brutal. And then the Steelers get it back and run the clock out, and they win. They deserve to win. It was just awful. All right, and your thoughts on this. Dolphins dropped 70 on the Broncos, 70-20. Here comes Z. Take your foot off the gas. You know how I feel about this. Your thoughts on the Dolphins dropping 70 on the Broncos.
It's the NFL. You don't like it, stop it.
There we go, my man.
You know what? Sean Payton. I used to like Sean Payton, but I'm starting not to. He deserves every bit of that. For all that trash talking that he did, and he can't back it up. And,
right.
You know, he's going to bench Russell before the year's over.
Oh, you think so? I don't know, man. They're paying him a lot of money. Who are they going to put in there?
He doesn't care.
Josh Dobbs?
And look, you know what? This Sean Payton experiment in Denver could very easily blow up in their face.
It's a bad team. They look
terrible,
really bad. But that's the thing, was like, well, you know, McDaniel should have done this and that. You know what? That's, again, the NFL, grown men. If you don't want them scoring on you, stop them. And I'll argue this all day long. This isn't high school.
All right, 615-737-1025. I'm fired up about the Titans. A lot of you are fired up about the Titans. I want to hear from you. Text line's blowing up. Let's get some calls. Let's have a therapy session about the Titans today.
What's that number,
Who
Chase?
is to blame? 615-737-1025. That is our phone and text line. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Are you always on the go? We've got you covered. Download the Game Nashville app from your app store and listen to us wherever you are.
Robbie Stanley, Joe Rexroad.
It's Chase McKay.
Caroline, Willie, D-Mays.
Dominic Cavity.
We are Nashville's best sports talk.
Good station. I listen to it all the time.
102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Football is back, and so are the deals at Electronic Express. Come into any of our convenient locations and save big on 4K TVs from your favorite brands like Samsung, LG, Sony, and more. This week at Electronic Express, save up to 40% in every department, including computers, appliances, smart home, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Plus, get up to 60 months special financing. Score amazing deals in-store or online at electronicexpress.com. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
20 years ago, when Genesis Diamonds came to Nashville, this was one of the most expensive cities in America for diamond jewelry. Our radical approach and no middleman pricing changed that forever. And now we're doing it again, this time with lab-grown diamonds. We were shocked to find out what the other mall stores and the other big radio advertisers were charging. For example, they sell their platinum 4-carat VS2 lab-grown earrings for $13,480. Ours are 40% less with better diamonds. Their 5-carat lab-grown diamond earrings are $17,950. Ours are half that price with better quality, 50% less at Genesis. Looks like they might be going back to the old ways. If they're charging this much on lab-grown diamonds, kind of makes you wonder what else they're selling at the same outrageous markup. Nashville, we are not going backwards. At Genesis Diamonds, our non-commissioned trusted advisors are here to give you all the information with details you can trust and prices you can count on. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can do it now in less than a week. Hey, Willie Donick here. That's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. You don't even have to touch your primary mortgage. You can keep that 3% rate intact. Get just the money you need and pay off all those credit cards or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or go to loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
This year, Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee celebrates its 120th anniversary. Through time, BGCMT continues to evolve to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible leaders. Because of your continued support, BGCMT has remained strong and is committed to supporting our youth and solidifying our mission and culture in new exciting ways for 120 years. Visit bgcmt.org today.
Every day we are live and local.
I think Vanderbilt is steady, disciplined.
It's been so long since Tennessee's gotten out of the first weekend.
And your source for Nashville sports.
I don't mind going to another team.
You want to know what the coaching staff's going to look like?
We are Nashville's best sports talk. 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app. Sports Talk, the next generation. You're listening to The Chase and Big Joe Show.
Make it so.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
The play that ended the first half, you know, Dillard's one-on-one there. Does the ball have to be out real fast based on the protections? Or like, what's the thinking on that play where you're trying to get 2 plays or a touchdown?
Yeah, the ball, I mean, we were in a situation where the ball had to be there in the end zone or out of bounds. So it wasn't a long developing play we had called. He got there pretty fast and made the play.
Ryan Tannehill yesterday. Somebody texted in and said this song came out in 2005.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
I guess so.
It's been around.
Our listeners are never wrong. We are, but they aren't. So, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Titans had a very bad day. And a lot of texts coming in. You can call 615-737-1025. Like John says, put some dang respect on the Browns. The defense has given up 18 points through 3 games, and as a team are plus 41. You're saying they did good, okay. That's a freezing cold, delusional take. Schwartz was literally laughing at the Titans every time Garrett smacked Tannehill. Yes, I'm a Browns fan, but don't act like the Titans just had an off day. They got owned.
We didn't have not one time, but we said that.
I said I thought the Browns looked good. Like, I don't know if they're great yet, though. I mean, what I've seen, the Steelers beat them, and until yesterday, Watson looked
Yep, you're right.
through the first couple games. Now, I'll give the defense respect, and you're right. Jim Schwartz deserves credit. He had a good day. Myles Garrett will make anybody have a good day, too. So I'm giving them credit. They won the game. They dominated the game. They won fair and square, but like your Browns fandom is showing, and that's okay. You have
right.
Take your victory lap today. You have every right to do that.
You're right.
But another texter, real quick, Joe.
Yeah.
Another texter asks, and a lot of them have come in, so I'm trying to find it here. Kevin from Laverne, Jim Schwartz knew this offense and defense like the back of his hand, being here the last 2 years. Do you think that had something to do with the lopsided victory?
No.
I don't either.
I think that Schwartz is just a good – and Vrabel had said, we change up some of the verbiage, blah, blah, blah. Schwartz is just a good defensive coordinator.
He's a good coach.
He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles in 2017, so he knows what he's doing. When you got Myles Garrett in that front four, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are fantastic. And to sit back and watch them go to work and everything. And so not one point we put anything on Cleveland down. It's a good defense. I mean, they just totally dominated Tennessee. I think if Tennessee would have played their best, the Browns still would have beaten them.
I agree. I think, again, I don't think I'm going to put the Browns in the upper echelon of the AFC yet. But, I mean, like a texter just said, Watson's back. I kept cringing hearing people talk about how bad he was. I knew this was coming, and I called the L. Felt like a huge trap. It's one game. I'm not ready to say he's back.
You're not ready to crown him?
No. He's not who we thought we were.
Yeah, right.
We thought he was. Yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. And the fact that they went out and dominated the game yesterday, Cleveland did. They were ready for that. Again, the Titans were just woefully unprepared, and it showed yesterday in all facets of the game. What is it? The Amari Cooper should have a touchdown on that awful call again by the refs.
So it was a terrible call because they said he stepped out of bounds. He never stepped out of bounds.
The guy was right on top.
That crew. Okay,
he's 2 feet from him.
So let me specify what I'm saying here, because I am not blaming officials for the outcome of yesterday's game at all. Sometimes if you so much as mention a referee, it's like, oh, you're just blaming the refs.
Right.
That's
Why
not
are you doing that?
That's not what I'm doing. Okay. But they were pretty bad. They were terrible yesterday. Like I could have sat there like Stevie Wonder could have seen that yesterday. Sorry. That yesterday that he was in. And they called him out.
He was in.
People have said that before. Let's not.
People have said that for 30 years.
Yeah, like, come on.
He can work an iPhone, by the way.
Did you see the video of the mic stand dropping and he catches it? That's just weird.
That's pretty cool.
Joe, I think you're onto something.
That's just there's a YouTube video. There's a mic stand dropping in front of Steve, and he catches it. I don't.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Look, it was a misplay,
right?
And we've seen this with the officials. You're going to continue to see it. Like I'll even say too, DeAndre Hopkins, that was a catch. I thought he drugged the toe. And they weren't going to admit that they were wrong. Gene Steratore is the best TV ref they have. And I thought he was a really good official when he was still an active ref.
Mm-hmm.
If Gene Steratore is saying, if you look and you see the blade of grass move, like I'm calling that a completed catch, that tells me like all I need to know. And then they look at it and go, nope, incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not enough evidence.
I just stopped blowing the whistle early. Let the play continue out. You got review, and that's what it's there for.
But what I loved is like 2 plays later, Hop does the exact same thing, and then is basically like doing the catch. Like, hey, yeah, is this a catch?
Yeah, right.
Are you sure?
I thought Hopkins played his butt off.
Hopkins played awesome. So let's go to the phone 615-737-1025. Daryl wants to give a game ball. Daryl, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Doing well.
I got to admit, I'm a Dolphins fan. I got to admit that I was wrong. Tua Tagovailoa is playing really well as long as he stays healthy. That was my big question about him, all the way back to the Bama days. But I got to give him a game ball. He's more confident in the pocket. He's getting rid of the ball quicker, and he's a pretty smart guy. He knows he's a pretty sharp quarterback mentally, and I hope it continues. It's going to be a long season. Anything can happen. Hope the Titans turn around. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Daryl.
Did you see the shovel pass Tua scored? That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
That was absolutely.
The
that
Dolphins
was like a 7-yard shovel pass. I mean, that was an amazing play.
Like, I was watching all their odds, like Tua for MVP, Tyreek Hill Offensive Player of the Year, Mike McDaniel Coach of the Year. Like, they all changed. Like, they're all the favorites now after yesterday. And I've said this on the show before. I am a huge Mike McDaniel fan. He is my favorite coach in the National Football League right now.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see his comment last week after they beat the Patriots about what's it like beating Bill Belichick? And he said, look, man, I still play with Legos, and I got a girl to marry me. That's hard. Beating Bill Belichick is easy, and that was just a great quote.
Like
great
that's
quote.
what I love about him. Like he's still a kid, basically. Yep. He's like, I said before I heard his story about why he doesn't drink anymore, I was like, he's a guy I'd love to have a beer with. And, now it's like
you can have a Perrier with him. You're a Perrier
get some
kind of
coffee.
guy. A few other things. All right, so we're giving out game balls today. We're giving out rotten eggs and who's to blame for the Titans' loss. Do we do the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce question?
Let's wait on that for a second. I like that
because we've been laughing for 15 minutes about this.
Because I want to spend a little time discussing it.
Okay.
I was with some people yesterday, and they specifically asked me if I would spend some time talking about
love it
Kelce and T Swift.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey guys, the rotten egg is definitely the offensive line. I mean, the Titans are going to struggle to beat anybody that has halfway of a pass rush. I mean, they can't protect Tannehill. It's awful. But game ball too. You already mentioned it just now. Travis Kelce, game ball for you, man. You're the winner. Locking that down. Very, 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 very happy for you, my man. All right, guys. Thank you. Big fan of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Matt. I got to show you a meme that I
don't want to see it.
I'm not going to read. I'm not going to read on the air.
Oh man!
But it's a good one.
Well, the best part when she mouthed, "Let's
let's go."
Yeah, was like, all right, she's bought in. What's going on there? So, so later, 10 o'clock hour, we'll throw this question out there for those. But I'm thinking, is she going to be the Yoko Ono for the Chiefs? That's not our question, by the way.
Okay, here I want your raw reaction to this. Okay. So read the top part and then the bottom part.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord. Oh man, once again the internet is undefeated.
Undefeated. John says give Tim Kelly a rotten egg. Why? Why does Tim Kelly deserve a rotten egg?
That's a great question. I'm not sure he does. You know what? Yeah, a little bit of one because you knew that they were going to come pin their ears back after Tannehill. Do something different.
So change the protection.
Well, change the protection, but change up the play call. I mean, go quicker. Go 3-step drops. Don't.
I think he was trying to do that.
Tannehill 5. Nobody does 7-stop drops anymore. But go. I mean, get it out there quick and do just anything differently.
Look, I haven't done a full breakdown on the film, and I'm sure Jared will when he's back tomorrow. We have Preds coverage today, and Jared also was going to be off today anyway. But I think that he drew up the best game plan he could. Tannehill had no time. There was why? Okay, where I will blame Tim Kelly. I'll give Tim Kelly some blame here.
Okay,
why are you matching Andre Dillard 1-on-1 with Myles Garrett? That's where I'll throw some blame because that made no sense. Because it was basically boom, get out of the way.
Right. I've always said this from playing and watching, observing, go at their best player. Go at him.
Right.
Go right at Myles Garrett. And it comes back. I don't know if you saw the movie The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
Great movie. There's a scene in the movie where they turn the submarine. The Russians fire on the submarine, and the U.S. submarine turns around and goes towards the missile. And he's like, what are you doing? Why are we doing this? And the submarine captain says, because they haven't armed the sub yet. They haven't turned the mechanism on to arm it. So go at it. So it just clanks off the side of the sub. That's a very rare pop culture reference. But I'm saying go at them.
Yep.
October them. Go right at them. Don't let them determine the game. And they did nothing yesterday. You think Vrabel would have known better?
You would have thought. Coming up next, we will get analysis from former Titans punter Brett Kern. He's going to join us. We were talking about it during the game yesterday. He has some observations on what he saw. We will do that next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
They're homegrown in Nashville, discussing the biggest topics in the SEC.
The fans are going to want the rivalries to stick around. They've lost to Alabama every year.
The NFL.
What if all the top 3 quarterbacks went 1, 2, 3? You've got to draft your guy at 2.
And anything in between.
From thinking we know everything to then forgetting about everything we thought we knew the day before.
They're Jonathan Hutton and Chad Withrow on Outkick's Hot Mic.
Out of the gates, ready to go.
Weekdays from 2 to 5 on 94.9 The Fan and The Fan app.
Attention all fire protection, commercial plumbing, and HVAC experts. Jarrett Companies are looking for experienced field technicians like you. Tired of working for your large corporate employer? Work for a company where you're more than just a number. Jarrett's Fire Protection, commercial plumbing, and HVAC divisions are owned and operated by Nashville natives who want you to grow with their amazing team.
Hi, I'm Jason Jarrett, owner of Jarrett Companies. I'm looking to hire experienced experts and will offer a sign-on bonus of up to $5,000 for certified professionals. In addition to our great benefits that include a 401k match, PTO, and top pay with annual bonuses, we'll also provide you with top-of-the-line tools, trucks, and equipment that you need to grow your career. Our customer base is large and our business is booming with many opportunities for advancement. Give us a call or go online to JarrettCompaniesInc.com and apply today to become a member of our family and protect our community. That's JARRETT CompaniesInc.com. Jarrett Companies, where we are above and beyond industry standards.
Willie Donick here for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. The official brand perception report for doors and windows is in. Pella Windows and Doors are the leading brand among all others. A few reasons why. Pella is regarded as the highest quality, the most innovative, and the installers with Pella of Nashville lead the way for attention to detail. That's why Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is one of Pella's top locations in the country. For new doors or windows, I suggest you choose the experts at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Go to PellaNashville.com.
Hey, Tennessee! We're Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in town. We listen to your feedback on our competitors, so we designed Zen Sports just the way you wished. Set favorites, search and sort bets, and earn real cash rewards, saving you time and money with every bet you make. Find the bets you want, not those distracting bets that seem too good to be true but rarely are. Best of all, withdraw your winnings in under 24 hours. So take control of your bets, because with Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up and in Tennessee to bet.
Hey, it's Jared from my friends at Hiller. It's about to start getting cooler, and it's time to start thinking about your heating system. You do not want to experience breakdowns when that first temperature drop happens, so it's time to get your heating tune-up taken care of. Luckily, happy half-off month at Hiller. Tune-ups are 50% off. This month, Hiller is making it easier than ever to tackle necessary home replacements by giving you 50% off select add-on items. Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, proud supporters of the Preds, the Vols, and Vandy. Hiller, call the Happy Face Truck today.
The Nashville Oktoberfest is quickly approaching, and now's the time to get your dirndls, Lederhosen, and Party Steins ready. From local breweries to live music and festival artisans, you can't go wrong celebrating this free family fun Germantown tradition. The Nashville Oktoberfest 2023, Thursday, October 5th through the 8th at Bicentennial Mall in Germantown. Prepare yourself for 4 days of brats, beer, live music, and competitions. VIP experience reservations are still available at thenashvilleoktoberfest.com. Prost, y'all!
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call on the phone line, sponsored by Wilson County Hyundai.
Yes, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Last name Jazz, first name Hugh.
615-737-1025.
Hugh Jazz. Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game, live today, Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. Titans get shellacked 27-3 yesterday. Best way to put it. We say hello now to former Titans punter Brett Kern, who's on the line with us. Brett, not a good day for the Two-Tone Blue, but how are you?
It was a rough one yesterday.
Yeah, your buddy Ryan Stonehouse got a lot of work in yesterday. I kind of felt bad for him.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's one of those days. I think he had 7 punts, averaged over 50 as always, and had some direction on it. Had a couple I-20s, and really kind of helped field position. Back in Cleveland up a little bit, but it's never a good time when the punter is kind of the busiest guy. So,
what is the conversation like on the sideline when you realize that they got a defensive front, Myles Garrett obviously being the focal point of that is just they're getting through any type of protection that you throw against them? I mean, I felt so bad for Ryan yesterday because he literally had no time.
Yeah, it's more of a let's hope nobody gets hurt and who do we play next week. It kind of felt like that yesterday. When Schwartzies is in the fourth quarter kind of having a little chuckle on his face because he knows he could pretty much do whatever he wants. The Titans, they had to keep Chig in to help Chip. And then obviously the times when you couldn't do that, when you're, 3rd and long, 3rd and 12, and you're not in the short third and manageable to get a first down, you become predictable, right? And so you could see that front. I mean, they're digging their cleats in. Like, I mean, they have to pass the ball, right? And so the passing situation, let's tee off. They can't keep somebody into chip, and it's 1-on-1, and let's get after the quarterback. And so, we talked about it yesterday. I mean, I knew the Browns were not going to give up on the run. They only, had 78 yards rushing. They had 31 attempts, which isn't great. I mean, that's 2.5, per attempt. But when you got somebody like Elijah Moore, who's, the kind of that scat, not quite running back, even though they put him in the backfield, but, that slot receiver who had, I think, 9 catches for 49, 50 yards. Well, that's 5.5 on the quick game, right? 5.5 per catch, and it's quick. And so if you necessarily can't run the ball, they're finding ways to get it out quick and out of Deshaun's hands quick, whereas the Titans necessarily don't have somebody like that to run quick game, right? DeAndre's not like that. Burks isn't like that. You don't have Kyle Phillips, so it becomes tough, right? And you become predictable.
The other thing too, Brett, was Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards, could not get anything going. His longest was a 9-yard run, but I felt like they were trying anything and everything to get him going, whether it was pitches or running it up the middle, trying to go to the outside. What did you see that they were doing to stop 22? Because that ultimately is what I think led to the offense not really being able to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just pressure. It's, getting that pressure in the backfield. Derrick, when someone's at his feet early, it's he really can't get going. But when he can get, those first 4 or 5 steps, and no one's touching him till, 2-3 yards past the line of scrimmage, it's a long day for the defense. But they were penetrating, they were getting in the backfield pretty easily. And, the Browns early, they had the 2 reverse plays in a row with a throwback, kind of like a flea flicker, really just kind of kept the defense from, really keying off on that run, for the Browns, just try to get some room, right? You start running these trick plays to keep the defense honest, and the Titans they didn't have anything like that up their sleeves, and so it became, we're gonna load the box and we're gonna pressure you. We're gonna pressure you. I mean, that's what Schwartzy does, and makes it extremely, extremely uncomfortable, and that's kind of what the result was yesterday.
Talking to former Titans punter Brett Kern. Brett, I know you watched the game yesterday, but before half, when that all went to where, and Tannehill gets sacked, and there's no timeouts, and the clock's running down, and Vrabel walking off the sidelines, you spent many years in that locker room going at halftime when things weren't going well. What do you think Mr. Vrabel said to the football team?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I probably can't repeat it over the radio. It was just that kind of day, you could just tell him walking off the sidelines, like, we can't, especially when you get down to the red zone, you can't only send, 2 guys out on routes, right? Or even 3 guys. Like, the space gets so much tighter, it gets condensed. You need guys out to give Ryan multiple options. Well, if that's the case, you're going to have one-on-one matchups, right? And, you're putting Dillard on Myles Garrett one-on-one in a situation where you can't take a sack, and Ryan either has to throw it out of bounds past the line of scrimmage, right, or out of the back of the end zone, but it can't be intentional grounding, because then that would end the half as well. So it was just a bad situation, no timeouts. It was just that kind of day.
In all your years of playing, was there one time where you remember in the halfway through the first quarter, you thought to yourself, there's no way we're going to win today? And I ask that because the first quarter wasn't that bad. They seemed out of sync a little bit, but they weren't down by that much. So it was just surprising. So I wanted to ask you, I mean, you have a feeling that, when things are going bad, when does it hit you? In the first quarter, first drive, first half?
Well, I mean, I don't like to bring up the years we went 2-14 and 3-13, and you kind of felt like that before the game even started. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much. You can kind of get a flow of the game pretty early. I mean, the Titans were in it, but you knew the grind to score was going to be tough. When you get that the strip by Murphy Bunting and you're starting in the red zone, and for Cleveland, they're thinking this is the first time someone's been down here, right, all year, because their defense has been so stout, and then to lose 9 yards. I don't know if I've ever seen 4 plays minus 9 yards in a field goal, right? So you kind of knew, like, this is this is going to be tough. And if that first series of the game and Arden Key misses a point blank just kill shot on Deshaun, and then Big Jeff misses him too, instead of really putting kind of what happened last week where they were at Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh's defense just dominated, kind of keeping those thoughts in Deshaun's head. Now it's, okay, I just broke 2 big tackles, made a play, let's roll, right? And that's the last thing you want to give Deshaun, right? When he's rolling, he's confident. He's a pretty darn good quarterback. So I knew, once when Cleveland scored a touchdown, that it was going to be pretty tough going from there.
Talking to Brett Kern, former Titans punter, joins us every Monday at 9:30 for his analysis on the Titans as they lost 27-3 yesterday. We mentioned DeAndre Hopkins earlier. He only had three receptions, but was targeted 7 times. It feels like that comfort level between him and Tannehill is starting to get there. What adjustments do you want to see, though, to make him more effective?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame, too, because I think the one that he caught and, little toe drag swag, that
was a catch.
Grass, that was a catch, right? And we were talking also, if the officials let things play, that Amari Cooper might be scoring a touchdown. Same with New Orleans. You let it play. So it sometimes works for you. Sometimes, like yesterday, you're kind of like, I'm glad you blew the whistle because it could have been a touchdown. But, yeah, I mean, you could tell DeAndre is kind of becoming Brian's security blanket. He's looking for him. I know people are kind of probably criticizing Ryan because he's staring down his receivers or all that kind of stuff like that. Well, when you don't really have much time back there, you want to throw it to somebody that's probably going to have a gold jacket, here in 7-8 years, right? And so, but DeAndre is going to get everybody's best corner on Sundays, and so can Coach Kelly effectively scheme up something to get DeAndre open as much as possible so that Ryan can get him the ball, and that's tough, when you're going against everybody's best. But DeAndre's good enough. I mean, he'll get open. He's got some of the best hands I've ever seen, and going back to when he was at Houston, all those times it was like, okay, here's DeAndre. He's going to get his 10 for 150, 10 for 160, and 2 touchdowns. It's what it is. So, but that's good to see, though, that, Ryan and DeAndre are off to a good start. You feel like there's some comfort there, too, with that.
I'm curious because you experienced this last year with a review. You had the punt with the Eagles that hit the wire against the 49ers, and they looked at things. And I feel like, the review process is there to try and help the officials get the play right, but still there are times where they don't get it right. And yesterday we saw with the DeAndre catch, it looked like a catch. Gene Steratore on TV is saying that it's a catch, and they ultimately just say the call stands. So from a player's perspective, what are some ways that you think could make that process work better for the officials in getting the play right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it with New Orleans, right, and that whole situation that went down. Like, there's really no accountability as to what's being talked about. The official kind of goes off into this little booth, and he kind of disappears, and then he comes back out and gives you the result. Well, you have no idea what that dialogue was, right? They could be saying, yeah, that's a catch, but I don't know how we're going to, where are we going to mark it? What are we going to do this? We're going to tell the other coach, right? Well, I blew the whistle dead, and I shouldn't have, but where are we going to mark the ball? Are we going to give the ball to the Titans at the 6, right? Or Kevin Byard, actually, he scored. He did what he was supposed to do. What would have happened with Amari Cooper? He kind of finished it. Amari Hooker kind of was about to tackle him, didn't really know what was going on. So then how do you go about that, right? And so I think for me, the thing that I was most frustrated with as a player is they come out of the review and they just tell you the result. Well, there's really no explanation of what happened with New York and the official and that conversation, that dialogue. And so, like I said, week 1 over in the EPL, the English Premier League, that the VAR, when they're reviewing goals and all that kind of stuff, that audio is now going to be made public. I just feel like as a player, as fans, you should kind of know what they're talking about and how they came to that conclusion. And I think that would kind of really shore up a lot of it's really inconsistent. It's a lot of inconsistencies in the calls every week. It's not just with the Titans. I mean, it happens all across the NFL. It's just inconsistent officiating. And I feel like if you could hear the audio as to what's going on, I think it would clear up a lot of things.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Brett, before I let you go, one final question. We see that in Vrabel's times here, I mean, they're cutting, signing, releasing guys 4, 5, 6 times a week. When you got waived by the Broncos back in 2009, I think it was, what was that like? Did they call you in the office? Did they get you in the parking lot? I mean, that's just got to be something like, oh, my goodness, because your world is turned upside down almost immediately.
Yeah, when I was cutting Denver, they actually didn't. This was before iPads and all that kind of stuff. I don't even think I had an iPhone yet. They had playbooks that were in your locker to start special teams meetings the next day, and I didn't have a playbook. And I was with Matt Prater at the time. He kind of joked around like, "You're just a punter. Like, who really cares? They probably don't want to waste. They probably don't want to waste. They don't want to waste paper on you. Blah blah blah." Okay, I get it. Well, I start going over to the meeting, and one of the coaches says, "Hey, man, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "I'm the punter. What are you talking about?" And it became extremely awkward, and that's when I kind of knew, like, I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm probably going to get cut, but I don't know why. And so then finally someone came and got me after an awkward probably half an hour of just sitting at my locker. I had an equipment guy come up to me and said, "Hey, man, I'm so sorry. Like, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know." And I'm thinking, what is going on, right? And then so finally, Josh McDaniels calls me up, tells me I'm cut, gives me the trash bag, and, my locker's cleared out. Took everything I could. I mean, I took Gatorades, protein bars. I was like, man, I'm unemployed. I'm going to take everything that I can right now.
Good for you.
And I did. And then, obviously to go home and, tell my wife. And at the time, our son was 6 weeks old. So that was probably the hardest part, knowing like, I got a 6-week-old at home, and I don't know if we're going to be here. I might get picked up the next day going somewhere to another city. So, yeah, it's a lot. I feel for those guys that are in and out, because it's not easy.
Well, Brett, appreciate the time as always. Hopefully the Titans can rebound, and we'll have a win to talk about next week. But thanks so much. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Sounds good. Y'all take care.
You too. Brett Kern, former Titans punter, joining us here on the show as he does every Monday, and enjoy his analysis. We'll continue to take your reaction. 27-3, the final for Cleveland as they shellac the Titans yesterday in Cleveland. 615-737-1025.
Trivia question before we go to the break. He's one of 2 players, I think, that's played for all 4 head coaches that have been here since the Titans moved. Who's the other one? Think about it during the break.
I will. I think I know the answer. We'll do that next. Jason Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
He breaks down every game.
The players are still going to be fine.
And knows the ins and outs of the two-tone blue.
They deal with their own position coaches.
He is ESPN NFL Nation Titans reporter Teron Davenport.
It's clear what he's doing.
TD joins every Monday at 1, Thursdays at 3, Friday mornings at 8, and anytime on the Talkin' with TD podcast.
I think that's really cool how he could show both sides.
TD is on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
At Harbor Freight, we think you shouldn't have to break the bank to get great tools. Because we know that for some of you, tools are part of the job. And for others, they're just the beginning of making, fixing, restoring, and building. That's why we make high-quality tools that are priced affordably. Because we love being the start of all your working, making, fixing, restoring, and building. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
C10 Nationals, the world's largest Chevy and GMC truck event, is coming to the Nashville Superspeedway September 29th and 30th. Packed with vendors and activities, autocross, swap meet, dyno, drag race, and more. Daily tickets $20 at the gate, and parking is free. More info at c10nationals.com.
Golfers, swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest new fall arrivals from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Titleist. Come by and test drive the new TaylorMade P790 irons, the new Callaway Apex Pro iron sets, and the new Titleist T-Series irons. While you're there, get a free custom fitting on the new arrivals and more. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is your headquarters for all the latest golf gear from all the top manufacturers. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Actor Portrayal, based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of 2, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to the Tennessee Men's Clinic in Franklin, got some lab work done, was prescribed some meds, and wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough about them. Their providers took care of me, followed up, and made sure I had a treatment plan that actually works. It's awesome. If I were you, and you're like me, I'd give them a call today, 615-208-9090, or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. If you're like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
Visit our website to learn more, including side effects, treatments extra. Results vary.
Nashville Sounds Baseball lives on 94.9 The Fan. Catch every pitch.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Every hit.
That's a base hit.
Every run.
Looking up, it's gone.
On your home for Sounds Baseball. 94.9 The Fan and The Fan app.
You're listening to the Chase and Big Joe Show.
I could pull a better cartoon out of my ass. Hey, whoa! Wasn't that great, kids?
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin with you on this Monday. And JoJo, I think, stumped himself.
I did.
On his trivia question.
So dumb sometimes.
But you did find an answer.
Yeah,
so it just wasn't who you thought it was.
I thought for some reason I thought McCourty. I thought he had.
Well, and that's a good one. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, ooh, I think he was cut before he played for Malarkey, but I think he was cut before Vrabel got here, and he was.
So it was Derek Morgan before he left. He was the one
because he was Fisher's last year,
first draft pick in 2010.
Yep, and then Vrabel's first year.
Correct. Yeah,
or first 2 years maybe.
Was he on that 19 team that went to the AFC Championship game?
No, he was not.
Okay, so 2018 was his last year.
Yeah. So,
nice.
Interesting.
Okay. It is. I remember they took I remember the Titans wanted Jason Pierre Paul.
Yep.
Before that, and then they took him, and then Derek Morgan fell in their lap, and he was an average player.
He was, but I think Derek Morgan was one of those players that didn't get enough credit because he was on some bad teams.
He was okay. I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean, like again, would he have been better on good teams?
Probably.
You know, that's my thing. Okay. Like he was on bad teams.
He was. Our text line question of the day, everything is we're giving out game balls, rotten eggs, and who's to blame for the Titans' loss yesterday. Nobody has texted in, or we've got a ton of text, 615-737-1025. Nobody has blamed Mike Vrabel for yesterday's loss. Not a single person. And we've got a ton of texts and calls.
Well, okay, are you going to say that they haven't? Because some have said coaches.
Nobody has specifically said Mike Vrabel.
I would think. I think he deserves some blame.
He does.
He absolutely deserves
His
some
job
blame.
is to get that team ready and to play football. And yesterday they were not ready.
The one okay, so a couple of questions I wanted to hit. Damien says, I wonder why Tim Kelly didn't use more 2-minute offense. It was the only time the offense moved the ball. I have asked myself that question for years. Why? Like, I remember when Mariota would be struggling, and then you put him in the 2-minute, and he balled out. And it was like, why not run more of an up-tempo, hurry-up offense if that's what's working for a guy? And I see it all over the league that quarterback's struggling, the offense is struggling to get anything going, but you throw them in the 2-minute, and all of a sudden they're moving the ball down the field.
Yeah, it's a great point. I saw it Saturday watching the MTSU Colorado State game, same way. I mean, it's college and pro. It's for some reason the urgency hits at the 2 minutes where there's 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. You don't have that same type of urgency that goes on. That's a great point, and if it worked, they'd all be doing it all the time, and they're not.
Raymond did say Vrabel is supposed to be the true overlord of the Titans. I like that. It's his O-line now. lost last 9 of 10. Malarkey was not good enough getting to the second round of the playoffs. Vrabel should not be this safe. Warm the seat up.
I totally disagree because as I've told Junie this, I don't compare seasons to seasons. I mean, they got 24 new players on the team. So what happened in 2022, I don't think it affects 20. That's me.
Well, and I agree with you. And also now the clock really started on Vrabel, when John Robinson got fired.
Yeah.
Because John Robinson had final say. Vrabel probably had input, but now I think it's the other way around. Vrabel has final say. So you got to give him an opportunity to reset the roster. Like you said, they had a ton of turnover and then make it work. Now, they spent hardly any money on the offensive line, and they're getting what they paid for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody texted in earlier. I'd have to dig to find it. Myles Garrett basically is making more than the offensive line combined.
But you knew this was a problem going into the season. Why did you not address this? You knew it was a problem.
Well, I mean, in some way, you addressed it by drafting Peter Skoronski 11th overall, and they're missing him right now. I've seen that dude play one game, and I can tell they're missing him right now. So you better hope he's back next week.
But you get the guy at left tackle, Dillard, who did not really do anything when he was at the Eagles.
He was a backup.
Yeah.
He was a first-round pick that lost his job.
Have you seen Daniel Brunskill?
Yeah, he's not very good either.
He looks like your lab teacher. I mean, he
was a backup.
He looks mean. I mean, but he's not. They're not good.
No.
Why are people afraid to say they're not good?
I'm not afraid to say
they're not good. It's okay. You're not good.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah. There's no special teams playbook in your locker. That's a sign for these guys. You're gone. See ya.
Right.
Be out of here.
I agree. And, I don't know how – I actually think Chris Hubbard's done okay at right tackle. Like, what I would consider when Petit Frere comes back is, can one of those guys move to the left side?
Is Petit Frere going to be an answer to anything?
I don't know.
I don't know
He
either.
wasn't great, but, I mean, it looked okay in camp, so again, it's just what's the best 5 you can put out there? Or
Right.
do they finally decide, like, you know what, we like Skoronski at left guard, but if Radence can hold his own there, then we just shift him over to left tackle.
I want to go through the whole process of how they thought Radence was a good player.
I would.
He
love
set
to,
out
I would
2020.
Love to know that.
And it's like the workout war. It's like the Mike Mamula goes to the combine and runs a 4.3 40 and bench presses all. And Chris Henry they drafted. He's a specimen. Now you coach him.
Jeff Fisher loved Chris Henry.
Oh, my gosh. I've heard a few things about when they drafted him of like, why are we drafting him? And somebody said, just look at him.
Yeah.
And Fisher's like, I'm looking at him. What am I supposed to be looking at? And that's the thing. It was terrible.
I would love, and I feel like Jeff would have a good conversation about this, but go through the process of, okay, you got a player, you draft a player you absolutely love. Like, you just think that this guy is the answer and he's going to be really, really good, and then he busts out. And why that happens. And I don't think any head coach or GM or whatever is going to give you the true straight answer about it.
I wish.
Floyd would to an extent, but you're admitting you're wrong, when you go through that. But I'd love to have that conversation with him or, J-Rob or somebody of just you're not going to get them all right. We know that. That's a part of it. But, what is kind of the realization when you realize oh, crap.
Yeah, I would like to. The one thing and to know is that when they drafted Vince Young, because it was Floyd wanted Cutler?
Floyd wanted Cutler. Fisher wanted Leinart. Bud wanted Vince.
VY's my guy.
Yeah.
Just how that all went down. I know we got to take the break. Can we throw the question out about and get all the better come in? All right, so our question is on the text line. We're taking everything today. We want to know where Travis Kelce took Taylor Swift to dinner last night. And please, it's a family show. So where did Travis Kelce take Taylor Swift to dinner last night? 615-737-1025.
Yes, call us, text us that, and I tell you what, the most creative answer will win a pair of tickets to see Shinedown at First Bank Amphitheater on October 3rd.
Love it.
So the most creative answer, keep it clean.
It's not.
PG. PG-13-ish,
Yeah,
maybe.
right?
Keep it clean. Where did Travis Kelce take Taylor Swift for dinner last night? 615-737-1025. We'll continue to react to the Titans as well. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3. The Game.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
Come try Calabria Brick Oven Pizzeria. Their pizza is cooked to perfection, but that's not all they're known for. Try one of their delicious appetizers, salads, fresh calzones, and they have a full bar and dessert. Calabria has been a Mount Juliet staple for 7 years now and has a new location in the heart of Goodlettsville off Long Hollow Pike. Come join the family at Calabria. After all, life's too short to eat bad pizza.
All of us at 102.5 and 106.3 The Game want to recognize our active military, veterans, first responders, and educators with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon bird singing up, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This is 102.5 and 106.3 The Game. Now, your Game Center update.
This is Nick Frazier, and this Game Center update is brought to you by BetUS Sportbook and Casino, celebrating 30 years with a special offer, up to 30 risk-free bets, and the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. Get started at BetUS.com.
The Tennessee Titans lost to the Cleveland Browns yesterday, 27-3. After the loss, the Titans' record went to 1-2 on the season and take on the Cincinnati Bengals at home next Sunday, October the 1st. Here was head coach Mike Vrabel after the loss.
Well, just weren't able to get into the drive. You know what I mean? We didn't pressure us, and a lot of guys were on the line of scrimmage, and felt like we wanted to try to get into the line of scrimmage and get downhill. Wanted to try to protect and throw some shots, but you got to be able to hold up. Just weren't able to get any kind of rhythm when we did it. Did have a drive and got down there. Didn't take advantage of when we got the turnover. Weren't able to take advantage of the turnover. It's frustrating all the way around, but we'll come back.
Tune in today at 1 p.m. to hear the Nashville Predators preseason doubleheader against the Florida Panthers. You can listen to the games right here on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
For more, follow us on Twitter at 102.5 The Game or visit thegamenashville.com. Live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. WPRT FM Pegram, WPUC HD2 Laverne.
Ross Chastain will be first to finish in the Ally 500 at Nashville Super Speedway.
Nashville's exclusive home for NASCAR. 102.5 and 106.3.
Checkered flag is in the air.
Man, this is a win in the cup race.
The Game.
A Cromwell media station.
Let me talk to you. Talking what's important to Nashville.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
With Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
We're here on on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Reading these text messages, I'm choked up already.
I got to stop reading these. My goodness, you guys are fantastic.
And some I can't read on the air, but Elliot, I'm sorry, you have to be censored. I can't. I laughed, but I can't read that on the air.
Woo! And the question is, well, we want to know, where did Travis Kelce take Taylor Swift to dinner last night? And the best, most creative response gets tickets to see Shinedown October 3rd at First Bank Amphitheater.
Yes, so looking forward to reading some of these as we go along. Continuing to discuss the Titans, their loss yesterday, 27-3 to the Cleveland Browns. Jonathan Hutton from Outkick will join us at the bottom of the hour. We'll get his thoughts, and I know he won't hold back on that. But just looking at a couple of these text messages on the Taylor Swift question, 5282 says, In-N-Out Burger? ? It's a good place. West in Clarksville, Crystal. I won't read it. I mean, like, I gotta tread lightly.
I'm gonna let you. You're the boss. You handle all that, man. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Mitchell was creative with some song titles. Love Roller Coaster being one of them, and then dinner at Shake It Off Steakhouse. Okay, nice work there, working in the song lyrics. 1483 says Steak and Shake It Off. Okay,
that's not bad.
Good. I like that. 1936 says they definitely went to Mama Kelsey's house and had spaghetti. She and Mama Kelsey were like hitting it off.
That's it. They're tight.
And you gotta get right with Mama.
That's right.
That is for sure. Kevin from Union City, my next breakup song, Bar and Grill.
Good one.
That's pretty good.
They're just rolling in, man. They're just like a tidal wave.
9585. He took her to the campground restaurant so she could reignite her campfire sessions. Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Y'all are crazy this morning. But we've obviously reacted a lot to the Titans. I wish like there was a Titan that was dating Taylor Swift, because that would just make today so much easier.
Can you read Wes's one he just sent in? Wes from Hermitage. We're in the next hour is going to read, where did Travis Kelce take her to dinner?
I swear I saw them at the Hard Rock Cafe. No?
Oh, man. Yeah, wouldn't that be just I mean, did you see they showed a picture of fans waiting down in the concourse to come out of Travis Kelce's suite to catch a glimpse of Taylor Swift? I mean, there were thousands in the concourse waiting once word got out that she was there. It's amazing.
I can't read some of these. Do you have the Belichick? This was Bill. Was this yesterday?
I believe it yesterday or this morning, one or the other.
This was Bill Belichick on this whole thing.
Taylor Swift was in attendance to watch Travis Kelce's game with his mom in the box. Seems like they may be the new it couple. Where do you fall on that? Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, power couple in the NFL.
Well, I would say that Travis Kelce's had a lot of big catches in his career. This would be the biggest.
Nailed it. Yep.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Loving him was red.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Is that was Belichick?
Gosh, he actually had a sense of humor and commented on that.
Are you sure that wasn't like an impression?
No, it said the Greg Hill Show on Twitter. Yeah, it was all over their social media.
Okay.
And it made it on SportsCenter as well.
Wow.
Okay.
That is.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm surprised you didn't say we're on to whoever, you know.
Mahomes, Aaron Andrews was asking Mahomes about it. Like, did you feel like you had to get him in the end zone because she was
really?
Here? Oh yeah. I'll see if I can.
Because she was there.
Yeah. Aaron Andrews in the postgame interview, which I mean, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. You know, basically they're up 30-0 at that point,
right.
And he gets hurt, and I'm like, why the hell is he still in the game?
Yeah.
But she's like, did you feel any extra pressure from the Swifties? And he started laughing because she was here watching Travis that you had to get him in the end zone. And he's like, He's like, yeah, I kind of thought that maybe I had to get the ball to him, so he could show off a little bit, but he's doing just fine.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Basically.
All right, so now the question is, diehard Chiefs fans are saying, please don't let her be Yoko Ono.
Oh, I
Please
know.
don't let Travis take away from what he has to do on the field and let it happen with be the Yoko Ono for the Chiefs. So I'm
scared to read all these.
Oh my God, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more that have come in the last minute.
See, this is like where as a program director that is like, okay, we got to talk about the Titans and all that stuff, and I'm like, I would rather talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce than a terrible football game.
It's a local
yesterday.
connection.
It is.
She's from here,
and we discovered one time her father was a loyal listener.
He was.
Maybe he still is.
He tweeted out a picture of stuck in Nashville traffic, and the number one preset was 102.5 The Game. I was like, all right, Scott, how are you, buddy? Call in. Let's talk about your future son-in-law and what's going on there. There's
and at the time, I was hoping that would be me.
There are some of these, if we were on satellite radio, we could read, because they are you guys are simply fantastic with some of these, but we can't. But we'll pick a winner out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a restaurant that has your name in it, a certain shack that people are now making jokes with.
Oh, man.
And then somebody said In-N-Out Burger has to win. That was funny. I'll have to read these during the break so I can continue to have a job. Because, we had a moment like that about some SNL skits one time. So
all right, so
careful.
read this one from Allie in Bellevue, because she makes some salient points here.
Taylor is never seen unless she wants to be seen. Kelce has a new podcast and is on every other commercial. They rode around in a convertible after the game. They're both on brand-building benders. That's not a bad point.
Wait, he rode around in a convertible after the game?
That's awesome.
That guy's living his best life. But, Allie, thank you for the text. That's a great point.
It's a very good point. Look, whatever they're doing is their business, but she's right. They're wanting to be seen publicly together.
Oh, yeah.
So it is, and his fame is at the all-time high right now. He's won 2 Super Bowls, but he's the class clown of the Chiefs. He's doing the State Farm commercials with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
That is pretty funny. Mahomes, Mahado. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Another question we could have come up with: where does she take him to dinner if they come to Nashville?
We could take suggestions.
We could do this all day.
We could definitely give them suggestions. All right, keep those coming. Again, Shinedown tickets on the line. Most creative, semi-clean answer. Let's toe the line a little bit. Where did Travis Kelce take Taylor Swift to dinner last night after the Chiefs win? We'll also continue to react to the Titans' loss. Coming up next, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Every Wednesday at 8:30. Join Robbie and Rex Road for The Choice is Yours.
2 sports questions, 2 non-sports questions.
They'll answer a couple of questions about life and sports. The Choice is Yours is built by Jarrett Companies. You have a choice. So when you have a need for site and utility work, fire protection, concrete and asphalt services, the choice is simple. It's Jarrett Companies. For more, visit JarrettCompaniesInc.com. The Choice is Yours. Wednesdays at 8:30 on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Football is back, and so are the deals at Electronic Express. Come into any of our convenient locations and save big on 4K TVs from your favorite brands like Samsung, LG, Sony, and more. This week at Electronic Express, save up to 40% in every department, including computers, appliances, smart home, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Plus, get up to 60 months special financing. Score amazing deals in-store or online at electronicexpress.com. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can do it now in less than a week. Hey, Willie Donick here. That's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. You don't even have to touch your primary mortgage. You can keep that 3% rate intact. Get just the money you need and pay off all those credit cards or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or go to loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
C10 Nationals, the world's largest Chevy and GMC truck event, is coming to the Nashville Superspeedway September 29th and 30th. Packed with vendors and activities, autocross, swap meet, dyno, drag race, and more. Daily tickets $20 at the gate, and parking is free. More info at c10nationals.com.
Caroline Fenton here from my friends at Sean Hammond's Jiu-Jitsu Academy. They supply a very safe and family-friendly environment with classes daily. Classes range from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, cardio kickboxing, ladies and kids programs, and so much more. Black belt instructed classes for men, women, and kids of all ages. You'll gain knowledge in self-defense, get a great workout, and get in the best shape of your life. Located at 2909 Armory Drive in South Nashville, call Sean Hammond's Jiu-Jitsu Academy today to set up your free trial. Learn more at SeanHammondsBJJ.com.
Nashville's Best Deals is a great place to save cash fast. Get up to half off or more on dining and entertainment at thegamenashville.com/deals. Check back often for new featured deals and save money now at thegamenashville.com/deals.
Nashville Sounds Baseball lives on 94.9 The Fan. Catch every pitch.
Swing and a miss, strike three.
Every hit.
That's a base hit.
Every run.
Looking up, it's gone.
On your home for Sounds Baseball. 94.9 The Fan and The Fan app.
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
From a play calling perspective, how much did what they were able to do up front limit what you guys were able to do as far as play calling?
Well, I think that those things change. We're trying to get some bodies on them, and the pressure. We got to be able to block pressure, and I don't think they're. They got to be able to make adjustments and understand that this is how they're going to play us. I don't think it was any shock coming in, but we'll get back to work, and we'll figure out what we need to do and how we need to do it.
Titans got to shake it off after the loss yesterday, 27-3. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Jonathan Hutton going to join us at 10:30 here on the program. And taking your answers on the text line at 615-737-1025. Where did Travis Kelce take Taylor Swift? She's on her TV right now. To dinner after the game yesterday. Taylor Swift in Kansas City with Travis Kelce's mom in the suite, having a time. Where did they go to dinner? Some of these I cannot read.
They're fantastic. You guys are great. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, even the ones I can't read on the air, you're still in contention for Shinedown tickets. So
yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think there's a leader in the clubhouse right now.
Well, going back to the Titans real quick, do you burn that tape? I mean, what can you learn from yesterday?
I don't know, but if Vrabel's going to speak today at 11:45, and
what's the pissy factor today with him?
Oh, I think like a 9.
I think he'll be fine. I think he knows they got his butt kicked. They lost in every avenue and facet of the game. I think he'll be fine.
But Chip in Mount Juliet says, Vrabel, after losing 9 of 10 games, always has the same, got to play better, got to coach better. His act is worn thin. He's built these teams over the years, which include the coaches. I agree with, I don't want to hear we got to play better, got to coach better.
Right.
Like that, duh. We know that. We know you do. And
but that's
so
every coach, every interview now is got to get back to
not all of them. I mean, I think some are going to tell you a little more than others. And I know he's not going to change to this point, but it's just like, and I was listening to the discussion on Robbie and Rexroad this morning of, the soft Nashville media and what other questions do you want him to ask? I mean, I do think the right questions get asked. It's how he answers them. You don't like the answer. You want to say the media is soft for not asking the right questions. They are asking the right questions. You just don't like the answer.
Correct. Ooh, look at you, yeah.
And so, and look, there have been times where, if I'm here and we're doing the show and we're running a press conference, I'm like, why aren't they asking about this? Why aren't they, sometimes you miss things. But I think overall it's just because.
So what would you ask today if you went over there? One question.
Now that you've watched the film, what did you see from the protection that you had and what they were doing defensively, and how can you adjust from that?
Okay.
Like now he's had a chance to watch it, and that's why you do the Monday press conference, because that gives him a chance to watch the film. I want to hear more of that. Would you consider making, if Peter is available this week, what adjustments would you consider making on the offensive line? Now, he's not going to tell you who he's going to take out, but ask the question.
So I would say, Mike, you spent 14 years in the National Football League. Was yesterday the worst offensive line you've ever seen play?
I would love for that question to be asked.
But then go over there 11:45 today.
I got a Preds game. I have suit duties.
I'd like to know. I mean, because how do you defend that offensive line yesterday? How in the world do you defend that? That's a National Football League team offensive line. How do you defend that? You can't.
1277 says missed opportunity to say we're on to Cincinnati with each answer.
That's great.
If he did that, I would be like semi pissed off and semi laughing at the same time.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, no, we're on to Cincinnati.
Are the texts still rolling in?
They are.
We had planned to give out game balls, rotten eggs. Who to blame for the Titans' loss.
This is more fun.
And this just comes up, and the text line just exploded with all these.
Would you consider moving Peter Skoronski to left tackle?
No.
You keep him at guard?
Yeah.
Do you think that that helps Dillard if he's back at guard? Because Radens is terrible.
He is terrible. No, I would think when Petit Frere comes back, he's had some experience last year playing at the left tackle position. Maybe move. Well, I'll put him at right tackle, keep Dillard there, I guess. I don't know. Get him help.
Maybe look at Hubbard. I mean, I think Hubbard has been pretty good.
You think he walks in the locker room, they're like, oh, Mother Hubbard. By the way, my favorite Atlanta Braves baseball player of all time, besides Dale Murphy, is Glenn Hubbard.
Yeah?
He's 5'7". His glove was bigger than him.
He was one of the base coaches for a while. First base, maybe.
I think he went to Oakland, too, but yeah. Oh, Mother Hubbard.
Yeah. I don't think they say that. Oh, boy. All right. We got a phone call about the Kelsey Swift dinner.
Okay.
615-737-1025.
Get ready, Dr. Crane, to hit that button.
Let's go to Steve. Steve, welcome in.
Hello. Thank you, guys. Great show.
Thank you.
Yeah, what I heard was that Travis took Taylor to the world-famous Windy City in Chicago, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Now, I don't know if they foot massaging and making plays with the same people, but that's what I heard they took it.
Okay, thank you, Steve.
Sounds like Steve's there right now.
I know.
Sure.
Oh,
man.
Gary says, you reckon he was the reason for the teardrops on her guitar last night? The song titles are great.
How's that weather today out there?
It's around 72 degrees.
Yeah,
partly cloudy.
We got a Katie Morgan update on the weather for us right now or anything? Good Lord. But the driving around in the convertible after the game is just, that's something else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like they want to be seen, which is actually, as Allie pointed out, like if she wants to be seen, that she is seen when she wants to be.
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting.
Wow. I mean, he's dating a girl that's worth $1 billion. She could carry around a purse with $100 million and lose it and not bat an eye.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I find $8 in my jeans. I'm like, oh, my
It's a good
goodness.
day.
It's a great day.
Yeah, somebody else pointed out earlier of why is he paying for dinner? She's the breadwinner.
Right?
I mean.
Exactly.
There's some truth to that.
Where would she take him here in Nashville, though? Somewhere in Hendersonville? Robbie Stanley, where are you weighing on this?
Ooh, good question. Because I'm not familiar with Hendersonville, so I don't know like good places out there.
There's an Applebee's.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong there.
Oh, Charlie's.
Chili's.
Sing that jingle. It's on our air that I sing all day long.
It works.
It does work.
It works. Wes in Clarksville, we need linemen that can hold their own. Our offense is bad because our tight ends have to stay and block because the O-line can't.
But you knew this.
A lot of truth to that.
But they knew this going into camp. I mean, there were questions all the time that Vrabel got about how bad this offensive line was. Just, they tried to patch a hole and just not get it done. Not even with duct tape, because duct tape works. This stuff, you can't. There's no duct tape on that Titans team.
No. I feel like it's – I feel like the thing that we discuss over and over again with the Titans, and for a long time it was pass rush. Oh, they got to find pass rush. Well, they have that now. I think the front still pretty good. The defense didn't have a great day yesterday, but I think they battled long enough to keep them in the game and then just got exhausted probably. But then we're always talking about offensive line and wide receivers, that they can't find offensive line and wide receivers. Why are we still having that discussion?
True.
Why can't they figure it out?
It's as bad as it was in 2013, 2014.
It's been the same bleeping thing every year.
Right.
And like John Robinson gets here and he drafts Jack Conklin, and that was a great pick, and then he lets him go, which I didn't understand that then. Like, if you know the organization has struggled at offensive line basically since Floyd left, then why not sign a guy and pay him and keep him as a pillar on your offensive line?
I totally agree.
They
should get Zach Pillar back.
They should get Zach Pillar. They had I think he's having a good retirement though.
He's having a great retirement.
But I mean, think about, they had Roos and Big Country David Stewart as the bookends for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
they had Hopkins and Runyon for a while.
Hopkins and Runyon, and then Hopkins and Pillar.
Yep. No, I'm talking on the tackle side.
Well, who took over for Runyon?
Oh, my gosh. Fred Miller.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Fred.
False start Fred.
Yeah. And, I mean, he was – look, you say what you want about Fred Miller. He was okay.
Yeah.
But Roos and Stewart, you had
Lewan and Conklin.
Then I'm thinking in center, interior, who was it? Justin Hartwig. They had Justin Hartwig for a while. He went to the Steelers, and then they got Mawai. Had Mawai for a few years.
Don't forget Gennaro DiNapoli.
Who?
Exactly. He was on that 0-2 team, I think, at center.
Yeah, Eugene Amano.
Yep.
Had him for a long time.
They had some talent, yeah. They have no talent now.
Find guys that you can keep for 6-7 years. I mean, you had Lewan, but and I know Lewan the last few years wasn't great because of the injury and everything, and you can say what you want about that, but I just don't understand why they're – and I guess you can say that they tried, but they missed terribly.
Why are the Vikings continuously so bad? I mean, they break your heart.
Because I think Kirk Cousins is overrated.
Awful. They're 0-3. Awful. I mean, they should start planning. And the Bears, the Vikings, and the Panthers should just say, all right, we're playing for 2024.
Alex from Montreal says the Titans have an outdated organizational mentality. It's hard to keep watching this. You agree with that?
I mean, there's a lot of Bud Adams philosophy still around over there, I guess.
Yeah. They patched it with Wish.com Flex Seal.
But look at the Dolphins, look what happened. They go out and get a head coach who loves to put up points and play the ball differently and gets out and gets they paid a lot for Tyreek Hill, but they're doing it. Look at the results they've got now.
I mean, they got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. They got a dynamic quarterback in Tua. Now it's can you keep him healthy? The defense is better. I mean, and think about this. They're doing this without Jalen Ramsey right now. You get Ramsey back.
Yeah.
In the secondary, like that's going to make that even better.
And meanwhile, the Titans' first-round draft picks in this decade are Isaiah Wilson, Caleb Farley, Treylon Burks, and Peter Skoronski. Still, nobody's got to that level of being a first round. Like that's
Treylon Burks yesterday, had a long catch that he should have made and he didn't.
Yep.
And just I feel like that right now continues to be the narrative with him of like he's almost. But you need him to actually be there. Coming up next, we'll talk to Jonathan Hutton, get his thoughts. Hot Mic with Hutton and Withrow. We'll do that here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
One is a legendary NFL wide receiver.
I gotta be prepared. I have to be ready.
One is a legendary Nashville voice.
You don't have to rely on carrying the ball 250 to 300 times.
And the other has has been a legendary trash talker on the playground since the 4th grade.
Nobody is a Pro Bowler on day one of rookie minicamp.
They are Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace. Weekdays at 11 on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Some people put off things that need doing. Not you. Harbor Freight knows you're a today's the day kind of person. An I'm on it kind of person. A bring it kind of person. So, if you're rolling up your sleeves today and you don't want to overpay for tools, you're a Harbor Freight kind of person. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Hi, this is Warren Moon, former quarterback for the Houston Oilers, 9-time Pro Bowler, and member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. As a former player, I've always focused on my health. Did you know about 1 in every 3 people in the U.S. will have shingles in their lifetime? Shingles can cause nerve pain and can last for months or even years. As we get older, our risk of having shingles and its serious complications increases. Getting the shingles vaccine is the only way to prevent shingles. Join me and gear up against shingles.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at Floyd Stadium for an unbeatable price of just $99. The MTSU Blue Raiders are on a roll with back-to-back bowl win seasons and are gearing up for 6 exciting matchups. Don't miss out on the Blue Raider Beer Garden featuring local breweries and an extended family fun zone inside the stadium. Get your tickets today and be a part of the action at GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. This is your chance to join the excitement and cheer on the Blue Raiders to victory. Hurry and secure your seat now before it's too late.
Actor Portrayal, based on a real patient experience.
I'm Mike. I'm a husband, proud father of 2, work my butt off 6 days a week, some nights too. When my family or my company needs me to make it happen, I make it happen. But a few months ago, I started having trouble making it happen, in the bedroom. I tried some pills online, but they didn't work. Honestly, I thought about throwing in the towel on my sex life, but I'm not that old. I still want to enjoy intimacy with my wife. Like that poet said, I don't want to just go gently into that good night. So I went to the Tennessee Men's Clinic in Franklin.
Got some lab work done, was prescribed some meds, and
wow, it made it happen. I can't say enough about them. Their providers took care of me, followed up, and made sure I had a treatment plan that actually works. It's awesome. If I were you, and you're like me, I'd give them a call today, 615-208-9090, or go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. If you're like most guys, they'll make it happen for you too.
Visit our website to learn more, including side effects. Treatments extra. Results vary.
Hey, if you missed our show, you can get it on demand. Just search for the Chase and Big Joe Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or any podcast platform.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase McKay, Big Joe Dubin, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Titans fall yesterday 27-3 in Cleveland. 20 yards rushing for Derrick Henry on 11 carries. We say hello now to Jonathan Hutton from Outkick. Hot Mike with Hutton and Withrow. Weekdays from 2 to 5 on 94.9 The Fan. Hut, not a good day for the Titans, but how are you?
Hi, I am great. I am much better than the Tennessee Titans today. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic. Want to start with the run game that they just could not establish at all, whether it was Derrick Henry or Tajay Spears. They had 26 yards total between the two of them. We know the offensive line is to blame for a lot of things with the offense yesterday, but we've also seen Derrick Henry cover for that at times. He couldn't do it yesterday.
No, I mean, no one could do it yesterday. The offensive line couldn't do it yesterday. But this is, look, Mike Vrabel went on Titans radio postgame yesterday and said that this coming week would be it would tell a lot about the culture of the team. And culture is one thing. I don't doubt Vrabel and the culture that he has installed since he came here in 2018. But the culture is Derrick Henry. It is King Henry. It is offensive line play. It is trench warfare. And they were atrocious at that. And it's not just culture. The self-inflicted penalties, problems, issues, all of that, and then paired with the fact that they can't run the football, that's a trend. And it's now, you're staring down 1-4 or 1-3, excuse me, after week 4, where you haven't faced the top players on these teams other than Justin Herbert, but you didn't face Eckler. You didn't have to face Kamara. And yesterday, no Nick Chubb and potentially no Joe Burrow. I mean, it's not good. And it's not good because they're beating themselves and they can't be who their identity is. It's baffling to see how bad they were yesterday. Just when we think that we're starting to see an upward trajectory, albeit, not a steep rise, but one that you can point to and say, okay, this is the team that we thought they were putting together, the balanced run game a week ago, paired with the play action. Nothing was going right. And just to put this in perspective, Chase, the Titans through 3 quarters yesterday, this is how bad the identity and culture of, if you're describing a Vrabel team, it's just the physicality. They had 21 plays through 3 quarters of no gain or negative yards on offense. That is pathetic.
How much do you think it killed any momentum that they may or may not have had by not coming away with points to close out the first half?
That was huge. I mean, they had the 2 drives right there. They had 1st and 10 at scoreable range and didn't come away with anything. So that's it. I mean, but again, just the awareness and the fact that they I mean, they went max protect on a play where they were trying to throw and get some points, and they still gave up a sack. I mean, that's how bad things. It was so bad that after the game, Myles Garrett is telling Andre Dillard, giving him tips and advice and insights on how he beat him, drummed him throughout the game. I mean, it's just
wow.
It's not good. It's not good. And it was just look, I'm sitting there watching this and I'm thinking back to the days of being on the sideline and watching the Ken Whisenhunt era. That's how bad that offensive line was yesterday. There were no answers. And, moving forward, this is also like Andre Dillard was brought in by this group, Mike Vrabel and Ran Carthon. He's signed that's one of those deals where you got to have some pieces that you can count on. And I thought yesterday was what we had feared could happen with this offensive line. Didn't say would, could. And we've seen the first 2 games where the offensive line has been adequate. Not great, adequate. They went from adequate to atrocious yesterday.
They did. We're joined now by our good buddy Jonathan Hutton. And Jonathan, watching that game, you brought up a good point, which I was going to say. This felt like 2014, 15, 13 right in there, where there's just like nothing good to look at. And I mean, how did they get back to this point again? It's just kind of it boggles your mind.
Joe, it's it reminds me of that little span. Thank God it was a short one. It reminds me of that span because of how many whiffs there were at the line of scrimmage yesterday. Like there's confusion, like guys that know assignments, and so many just clean rushes straight to Henry just getting just drilled at the line of scrimmage. Same for Tannehill. I mean, they're just not good. And this is one that you have to, move on from. You try to move forward and put it behind you, and they'll say all the right things, and they're not going to point fingers, and they're going to fix the correctable issues. We've been there. We've heard this. Like, time to fix it, because if you're going to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, like we felt like they did this offseason, okay, what are they doing? Are they planning for the future? Are they trying to win now? Are they going for it again? What is this team? How do you define what they're doing in 2023? Well, it's time for them to figure that out. Otherwise, we kind of know that whatever they've done or whatever they were trying to do is not going to work out all that well despite a bad division.
With all the losses at the end of last year, starting out as bad as they have this year, some have weighed in this morning, Jonathan, that the seat needs to start getting warm for Mr. Vrabel. You agree?
Look, I respect the hell out of Mike Vrabel, just like I did John Robinson. But if you'll fire John Robinson last year, I can't sit here and say that Amy Adams Strunk wouldn't do the same with Mike Vrabel. all bets are off based on what we saw last year in December the 7th or 6th or whatever it was, first weekend in December a year ago. That Tuesday, I was surprised because you knew how good Philadelphia was a year ago with AJ. You knew how bad situations were here. You knew how bad the depth was, and when they made that move, not to rehash a year ago, when you made that move, you threw in the towel there because you're signaling we're playing for the off season. You get to the off season, and now we see this start, and we see this offensive line, and it's more of the same, at least from yesterday's perspective. So they've got to find some answers, and normally, this is why I'm saying, like, I respect Vrabel does a great job of using what he has and gets the most out of it, except on the offensive line. And we've got to see that turn where we figure out the depth and how they piecemeal something together with what they have. Because it was their decision to go with backups on good offensive lines from across the league that were ready for an opportunity. And so far, we're still trying to search for answers after a preseason and a training camp where they knew that they had these questions, and they felt like they could still run the football. And so far, they're not doing that.
So let's say that they get to week 7 in the bye week after London, and they're 1-5 or they're 2-4, which there's a very good chance that could be the case. Do you think organizationally they look at that point as you were kind of touching on this, but let's look at the future and then maybe start making calls if there are teams out there interested in a Derrick Henry, in Ryan Tannehill, in some of these, Kevin Byard veteran players, and maybe look at the potential of having that number 1 overall pick, which I'm not saying you would take Caleb Williams. Maybe you would, but you could get a haul for that if it falls in your lap. So do you think that conversation could start at the bye week if all those things happen?
No, I mean, Chase, I don't see, and this is why I keep pointing back to the offseason and kind of the structure and mindset of why it was like half future. This is the second straight year they've drafted a backup running back and a backup quarterback in the middle, the second and third rounds. That's where I'm pointing to, is where they tried to help the pass game by drafting a running back, and we barely see him get the football. That's the confusion there. But they also brought back Tannehill and Henry, and they give Simmons the extension as they should have. There are signs to point to a competitive football team. I don't see Mike Vrabel doing that or signing up for that whatsoever, because he didn't sign up for the rebuild in the offseason. And Vrabel's making a lot of decisions. We know he has more power. So no, I don't think we see that. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals are even beating the Dallas Cowboys right now for whatever reason. So yeah, I sign up on the side of it's 1-4. I'm not tanking for the NFL draft at that point. I simply can't do it based on the plan or whatever plan they went with, where they're staying competitive in 2023. It starts on the O-line. And guys, let's also just say this. This team is a competitive football team based on the defense and based on the veterans that they have offensively. But those guys have to be factors. The front seven yesterday on defense was not a storyline. Therefore, we saw what happened with the secondary. And then on the flip side, offensive line, the storyline, no veterans that stepped up on offense a week ago. Henry, Hopkins, Tannehill, there are others. You could say they didn't have a chance, but they weren't a part of that game either. And that's what's got to happen for the Titans to win games, period. And, I personally, I think we get back on track, because typically whenever the negative talk comes out, all of a sudden they start playing well. Vrabel even mentioned a little bit of that yesterday in the postgame with the media. And just referencing how they've got to get back to, fundamentals, and, they're going to hear a lot of chatter, what have you. But following that, they've got Indy, and then we see them go to London. To your point, I see a team that when their back's against the wall, they return home and they're facing a team that, is also reeling a bit. They should be better then. And they probably end up being extremely competitive and playing the way they did against the Chargers until the next elite defense rolls around and they make the Titans offensive line look inadequate. And this goes back to my original answer. The Titans' strength was always the run game and the offensive line on offense. They could go up against the best in the league. And if they didn't win the game, everyone came out bloodied. And there was only one group that did yesterday.
Real quick before we let you go, Bill Belichick has commented on this, the biggest story in the NFL right now. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, she was at the game yesterday at Arrowhead. Your thoughts on the new power couple in sports and music?
I mean, who would have thought that a friendship bracelet could go this far?
Hey, it gives us all hope.
Will you accept this promise ring? That's the next thing. All of a sudden, mood rings are going to be back, Joe. I know Dubin's going to be so happy about that.
I expect this to be the massive major topic with you and Chad this afternoon.
It will be, and I will have Chad wear his friendship bracelet I gave him 12 years ago.
Did you hear Belichick's comments this morning?
I haven't.
He went on the Greg Hill show in Boston and was asked about it. And he said, well, I would say that that Travis Kelce's had a lot of big catches in his career. This would be his biggest.
Oh, hey. I mean, the fact that he put his phone number on a friendship bracelet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then like, what was that, 2 months ago?
Yep.
Probably?
Yeah.
So 2 months later, she's in a suite at Arrowhead with his mom. I mean,
it's amazing. It is the biggest. It has made today much more fun, and you have as well. Thanks as always, and we'll talk again next week.
Thank you, guys. Always enjoy this.
Absolutely. Jonathan Hutton, Outkick, Hot Mic with Hutton and Withrow, weekdays 2 to 5, 90. Announce a winner and get to celebrity birthdays to wrap things up.
New energy. Same Blue Raiders.
99 yards! Touchdown, Middle Tennessee!
Catch every game for MTSU on 93.3 Classic Hits. Coach Rick Stockstill is poised to lead his team to yet another bowl appearance.
We're really excited about this opportunity.
Your home for the Blue Raiders is 93.3 Classic Hits and the Classic Hits app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
At Mercedes-Benz of Music City, a healthy and productive culture takes a day-to-day discipline. Here's Sam Cavett, General Manager, with a few thoughts.
Mercedes-Benz has its standard, and we have Dream Motor Group standards. They're definitely on the same level, but I feel like we challenge ourselves at least as much as Mercedes-Benz challenges us. It's a genuine motivation to take care of customers, and we see it in the customer reviews.
Live the dream at Mercedes-Benz of Music City, mbofmc.com.
Hey home buyers, TJ Anderson here with More Great Homes. Located just steps from the White Bridge Shopping and Dining District of Nashville's Hillwood neighborhood, 80 Brookwood Terrace offers 2 homes with over 4,300 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, formal office, media room, a 2-car garage, and a 1-year builder warranty. Contact my team today at tjandersonhomes.com for more info. Want your home listing to be seen and heard by home buyers? Google TJ Anderson Homes and see why we are referred by clients so often. TJ Anderson Homes at Benchmark Realty, office number 615-432-2919.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. We are LLS, and when we walk, cancer runs. Find your local event at lightthenight.org.
Vanderbilt Commodore fans, 102.5 and 106.3 The Game, along with 94.9 The Fan, is your new home for broadcast of games and the Commodore Hour on Monday evenings. Catch all the action for football, men's and women's basketball, and baseball all season long. Go Doors!
A
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Just a minute. Don't hang up. Hey, we want to hear from all of you. Give us a call or text at 615-737-1025.
Hello. You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Our phone line driven by Wilson County Hyundai.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
From the Swifties to get Travis Kelce a touchdown with Taylor in the house today?
Yeah, I heard she was in the house.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the pressure, Patrick?
I felt a little bit of pressure. And so I knew I had to get it to Trav. And, of course, it's on a route that Travis, he does his own thing and just makes up a route and I throw it to him. So I think he wanted to get in the end zone just as much as all the Swifties wanted him to.
Like a perfect night.
Makes up his own route, man. They're just out there having fun.
Patrick Mahomes yesterday, after their big win over the Bears, as Taylor Swift in the house. And look, for those of you that have listened to me for a long time and going back to producing Greg and Big Joe, I am a Swiftie. And so Fridays especially, I would drop some Taylor Swift and you'd laugh at me. And
we did laugh at you.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
But, so this is great. I am all for this, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, because it's going to give us hours of entertainment. And when it does crash and burn, we'll have even more.
Yeah.
And she'll drop an album, about the Man in Red or something like that. So.
All right. So what was our trivia, our not trivia, but our topic on the text line was?
So where do you think Travis Kelce took Taylor Swift to dinner last night? And we've had some answers that we can't read.
Many that we can't read.
Most of them.
Right.
So we'll we will award a winner.
Okay.
I don't know who.
We'll do birthdays and we'll pick one after this.
Okay. This is from Greg. Let me read this real quick.
Okay.
Well, he didn't want to start their love story as the anti-hero, so he told her to grab a cardigan and forget the cruel summer. They rode a white horse, and he whispered sweet nothings in her ear. He knocked over the bottle and had champagne problems. You can call it what you want, but maybe he'll be fearless. You'll be your own. Be on your own, kid. That's well done working in the song titles.
Are those all Taylor Swift songs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe Greg wins.
That was pretty good. We need to discuss this off the air.
All right.
After the show. So we'll text the winner.
By the way, I need to buy you Riff.
What is Riff?
Reading is fundamental.
Oh, thank you. I need my glasses. I need new glasses.
I told you.
So you've gone from grandmother glasses to grandfather glasses.
I'm maturing in my old age. I won't even take a stab at reading that.
If we put a white beard on you, you got Santa. Like they're right there at the end of your nose.
I might just let it go. Is there extra money in that for me going around town being a Santa?
I did. Ask Homer Simpson. He did it one time.
Yeah, but he did it to pay off a debt though.
No, he did it because he didn't get his Christmas bonus.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
And he brought home Santa's little helper.
Because he went to the dog track and spit the money. Okay. I know gambling tied in there somehow.
Because Barty told him who to bet on, and he saw Santa's little helper. It's a sign.
Yep. He came in last.
We're gonna wait till our dog finishes.
And then
never mind.
Then they threw the dog out, and that's how he adopted it. All right, Dr. Crane, hit it, brother. All right, celebrity birthdays. We'll get to those really quick here. All right, you ready, guys? Here we go. Chase, you go first. Today's birthday, actor Michael Douglas. How old is Michael Douglas?
74.
62.
79. Oh, model Cheryl Tiegs. We all had her poster on our wall growing up. Cheryl Tiegs, Sports Illustrated model.
If you said you had, I know who she is. 62.
68.
76.
Nice.
Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill. How old is Mark Hamill today?
75.
83.
72. Guys are in the neighborhood, but not there. Actor Michael Madsen. He was really good in Reservoir Dogs.
61.
67.
65.
So that's one.
That is one. That's 2 years.
What'd you say?
I said
61. He said 67.
Yeah,
so that's 2
my
off.
bad. Thank you. I was already going to the next one. Good job, Dr. Crane.
Thanks.
Gosh, good. Need help on this. Actress Heather Locklear.
Oh, Melrose Place.
Married to
Tommy Lee, then
Richie Sambora.
Yeah. Man, she's got to be like 64.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 59.
61.
Okay.
Dr.
Nice.
Crane. Not 2-0 today. Oh, Will Smith. Keep your birthday out of my mouth.
56.
I'm going to go 49.
55.
Boom.
There we go.
2-1, Dr. Crane. This is good. Here, we got some good stuff here. This is weird. Actress Catherine Zeta-Jones, who's married to Michael Douglas, also shares
They share a
birthday.
birthday? That's funny. 59.
So do we have to do both or just one?
Well, we already did Michael Douglas.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm going to go, I don't know, 53?
54.
Okay.
Dr. Crane at 3-1. The great actor rapper Donald Glover. How old is he today?
Is he related to Danny Glover?
He is not.
40.
I was going to say around like 38, but let's go 46.
40 exactly.
Boom.
3-2. Good job, Chaser. All right, here we go now. Let's see here. Potsy from Happy Days. How old's Potsy?
79.
Ooh, I'm going to go 74.
74 exactly.
Boom.
Gosh, so, all right, Chase, you got to get the next one to keep it going. If not, we're going to move on. All right? Let's see
The
here.
audience probably wants us to.
Actor Hal Sparks.
Who the hell is that?
He was in a couple TV shows.
When?
In the 2000s.
47.
I'm going to go 56.
54.
Yeah,
Dr. Crane
okay.
gets the swoosh, wins 5-2. Good
Very
job,
nice.
everybody. All right, Chase, pick a winner. Not the 8-year-old Chase pick a winner, but the I picked a winner. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know.
Sorry. That's terrible.
Okay, hang on. I gotta like go way back because I think I want to go with 5282 In-N-Out Burger.
Okay. All right, you win tickets. Well done. We'll get in touch with you. Thank you. Well done, everybody. You guys are fantastic on the text line today. Thank you.
Very good stuff. That will do it for us, but don't go anywhere. Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace, they're coming up next. They'll have full reaction to Kelsey and Swift and also the Titans' awful loss to the Cleveland Browns. And keep in mind, Predators pregame today, 12:30, doubleheader. The preseason opens as they take on the Florida Panthers. We're back at it tomorrow at 9, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
All the big plays.
Touchdown, Tennessee!
All the big stories.
I fully expected DeAndre Hopkins wanting a one-year deal.
All in one place. We are Nashville's best sports talk. 102.5 and 106.3.
Touchdown, Tennessee!
You're going to make a trade like this.
Does he want to retire a Tennessee Titan?
The door's on the board.
Such superstar players. The Game and the Game Nashville app.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
Oh, Charlie's, that's where you'll find me. That southern flavor got me saying, hey, y'all. And ooh, that gooey caramel pie tastes like summertime at Old Charlie's.
The sweet, sweet sounds of this song are in honor of the sweet, sweet news that Free Pie Wednesdays are back at O'Charlie's. O'Charlie's. Oh, that's good.
Yum, yum, that's some O'Charlie's. Born in Nashville and it shows.
Nashville's Best Deals is a great place to save cash fast. Get up to half off or more on dining and entertainment at thegamenashville.com/deals. Check back often for new featured deals and save money now at thegamenashville.com/deals.
Now, your Game Center update.
This is Nick Frazier with your Game Center update. The Tennessee Titans lost to the Cleveland Browns yesterday 27-3, and after the loss, running back Derrick Henry